Hey there, comic friends. I'm Travis, and it's New Comic Book Day. Yay! Or at least New Comic Book Day for me. These are comics for the week of April 3rd, 2024. Looks like I got 11 books this time around. Shed the cardboard, flip it over, and see what we really got. Let's see. Birds of Prey, issue number 8. Looking forward to this. Last issue, they were all in lingerie. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So we'll see what that plays out. Just been a really fun book. I'm looking forward to the cover artist going back to being the interior artist. But it's all right. Story's been a blast. Kelly Thompson, just rocking it on the book. Lots of fun. Great characters. Super stoked. Super stoked for that. Next up, we have Poison Ivy, issue number 21. I think this is the last. Yep. Part 3 of the secret origin of Pamela Isley. And clearly this is when she starts tangling with Batman, I would assume. It's been a good origin story as far as, let's revamp it, tie kind of everything together that's been part of all the different Poison Ivy stories over the years. So looking forward to that. Julia Wilson's always telling a good story. Love Everlasting, if you've watched me talk about this before, kind of a mixed bag for me. I do like the cowboy. At least now this feels like we're getting into, I don't know, something a little different. I was getting tired of Jones' story at about issue 13. This is issue 14. Actually, I was probably tired of her around issue 10. But this is interesting. See what his role is in the whole thing. So looking forward to checking that out. They do an excellent job of really playing with the romance comics of the 60s and 70s, probably more 60s, right? There's the stuff on the covers, talking angst and whatnot. So good fun there. And this is issue 3 of The One Hand, our detective story. Where is he going to spiral to? Seems how most people think he's kind of a crackpot because, he put away the serial killer and the serial killer is back, but the serial killer is still in prison or died in prison or whatever. As he's also looking for his therapist, who may have been, dissected or pulled apart because his therapist is like a android mannequin thing. It seems to me like, wow. I don't remember when the last issue of Deep Cuts came out. This is Deep Cuts: The Great Unknown. This is issue number, I want to say 6. And this is the final of it. So we're now in 1977. This has been really, really good. Really cool comic. Telling stories of music in and its origins in America. So it's been deep. It's been lots of jazz, blues, that sort of stuff. Clearly, like I said, we're jumped into the 70s there. Kind of a Lenny Kravitz looking like character. Just been really, really good. Really enjoyed it. It's a big old thick book. It's square bound. That would be my one complaint because, me, I don't like square bound books. Give me a giant book with big massive staples in it before a square bound. Because a square bound book, I can't actually open it up, lay it down, and read it and enjoy a full picture unless I break it. And I don't want to break my books. Not that way anyway. Oh yeah. Kia, issue number, what are we at now? 17? 17. Very excited, as always. Excellent action comic book. That's a great cover. She's jumped into the, spring of eternity or whatever to help her brother, and boy, is it going to go poorly for her. I bet. Oh, hey, a comic that's also back. Grimm. Can't remember how long it's been on break. I neglected to look before I turned this on. It's been a while, but we are dealing with death battling hell, kind of, is where we're at right now. I have been enjoying this. It's been a good Stephanie Phillips story. The fates in this are wonderful. They're kind of drag queens of sorts. So they're a great player in it. I'm looking forward to hopefully there being more of them as they're kind of pushing and pulling our main character, who is the daughter of death, and Death's kind of taken a holiday. Well, death itself doesn't really matter at this point. The Grim Reapers are a whole bunch of people who go around collecting souls and whatnot, and that whole system is broken, and so it's causing all kinds of chaos in the mortal world and in this kind of transcendental world that our characters operate in. We are Ghost Lore issue number 9 of Boo Studios. Cullen Bunn book, written book. It's about two people. Well, it's more than two people, but mostly about a father and daughter who can both see spirits and help them to the other side. The daughter does that by hearing their stories and then kind of ushering them on to whatever is after being stuck here in limbo. And dad's version of that is fire and brimstone and beat and crush them. There's some other cosmic war going on with some other players who can do those sorts of things, and excitement ensues. So, oh wow, I'm looking forward to this, and also not looking forward to this. So this is End After End. The last issue came out in June of 2023. This is a massive. Look at that. It's like 2 or 3 issues. Big old fat staples on it, the way it should be done. Super love the art. The art inside looks exactly like that cover. Hopefully that doesn't. My camera does justice. Just a beautiful, really cool story. There's no way this could be ending the way they wanted it to. I just can't believe they've had to have truncated the story. Because if I remember correctly, the last issue, it kind of, there's a bunch, it was kind of a questy kind of thing. You had to go and get all this stuff to make this stuff happen. And there's no way they could do that in, I don't know, 40 some pages. I can't imagine. Not the way they wanted to. So shame on all the people who didn't buy the book. So I could enjoy my book more. It's all your guys' fault. But Walt here, he's died, we kind of think, but he's like in some other place, and in that other place he's fighting for what seems like the good guys, the beautiful fairies, and the regular normal people, swords and bows and arrows and magic, battling out against more demonic looking things. So good versus evil, some good moral stuff that goes on in it. I just, shouldn't flip through it too much because spoilers for me and everyone else. But yeah, super, super excited to get that final issue. Even though it'll be a final issue, and I'll go, oh man. Quite a few Vault comics tied up that way here in the last year. It seems like Godfell, another great comic, had a massive story to tell. I feel like, and then they just, they had to end it. I'm sure because of sales. And then they just kind of crank out. I mean, at least it got an ending. I guess I shouldn't complain too much. Nothing's worse than just having a book canceled and you just never have a story. I mean, at least this way, they get an attempt to tell you, hey, this is kind of what I thought the ending was going to be. So there is that. Here we are, Immortal Thor, issue number 9. Sergeant of America, if you're watching, look at that. She's tearing a Marvel comic book in half. Woo! It's probably because it's crappy quality paper. Super expensive. It's a Thor comic. That's a great cover, though. I love that cover. Tearing that old mystery. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. And that kind of is, I think, where the story is at. There's a group of people they've hired Enchantress to help them. They are producing a comic book to control Thor's story. So I'm really curious to see how that gets told. I'm not picking up. There's a meta comic that goes along with this, which is actually another Thor comic that tells the story that they're rewriting. I chose not to get that because I wasn't sure exactly what it was because I didn't have enough information on hand, and I have to order my comic books like 3 months in advance. But at any rate, I'll be curious to see from other people who pick up that other Thor book, hopefully, what that is actually like. I'm kind of kicking myself for having not picked it up. I live in a comic book desert. It would be a couple hours drive for me to get to a comic book store, so I won't just be rushing out and getting it. Anyway, and finally this time around is The Sacrificers. This is issue 7, beginning of a new arc. This has been so good. Absolutely love Max Furama's art, Dave McCraig on colors. It is a gorgeous book. Interesting story. But even if it was a dumb story, the art is so good. Yeah, huge fan. Huge fan of Max and his brother Sebastian. I own some original pieces by them from some other comics that they did, from some Abe Sapien and some Lobster Johnson stuff and whatnot. I'm a big fan of those guys. Yeah, I'm excited for that. That's my books, 11 books. That's it this week. What I miss? What came out this week that I clearly am a dummy and I didn't pick up? Anyway, it's been great chatting with people I've chatted with. Yeah, what's going on? Have a great one, everybody.